Alright, welcome back to World History. Today our goal, what I want to focus on is, by the time you finish watching this video, I want everybody to be able to identify when and where various hominid groups lived. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to introduce the hominids, then I'm going to discuss when they existed, when they came around, and where they lived. So we have 5 different hominid groups. Let's start with the earliest. Let's start with Australopithecus afarensis. Now, this is a really long name. We're actually just going to go by the nickname Lucy. And that is a nickname that was given to it by the discoverers because when they found the skeleton, they were very happy and they went back to celebrate, and there was a song called Lucy in the Sky with diamonds playing, so they nicknamed the skeleton Lucy. Well, where did Lucy and her relatives live? Well, Lucy lived 3 to 4 million years before the year 0, so BCE. And Lucy only lived in Africa. She could walk upright, but not for great distances, so she wasn't going to be traveling much. The next hominid group we're going to be discussing is called Homo habilis. This is also a pretty long name, so we're going to give them a nickname as well. This one we're going to call Handyman, because they were the first to really start working with small tools. Well, when did Homo habilis come onto the scene? Well, that was about 1.5 to 2 million BCE. And then where did Handyman live? Handyman lived only in Africa. So, should be seeing a theme here as far as where they were living. Next up, let's talk about Homo erectus. Let's come up with a nickname, quick. Let's call this Upright Man. And when did Upright Man hit the scene? Well, Upright Man started around 1.8 million years ago, actually BCE to 200,000 BCE. And where did Upright Man live? Well, they lived in Africa, Asia, and Europe. So they were the first group of hominids that left Africa. Next up, let's talk about Homo sapiens neanderthalensis. Another big name, so let's have a nickname. Let's call this Neanderthal Man. Alright, a Neanderthal man hit the scene between 230,000 years ago to about 30,000 years ago. Well, where did Neanderthal man live? Neanderthal man lived in Africa, Europe, and parts of Western Asia. And finally, the last hominid group we're going to talk about, arguably the best, Homo sapiens sapiens. Why do I say the best? Well, we're all Homo sapiens sapiens, and I think we're the best. The nickname will give us, let's call us the Double Wise Man, because why not? The only one that's still around. Our species actually started 150,000 years ago. And we're actually still around. And where are Homo sapiens sapiens? Well, they were originally in Africa. but today we're all over the globe. All right, so we have the hominids, when they started, and where they lived. Now, my question for you, I actually have two questions for you. The first one that you should be able to answer with this chart is, when did Homo habilis live? I'll give you a couple seconds to ponder your response to this. You should be able to answer it pretty easily. And my second question is, where did Homo sapiens, double wise man, originally live? So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to answer both of these questions pretty easily just by looking at our chart. That is our lesson for today. I hope you're able to identify when and where various hominid groups lived. Take care.